What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers podcast, episode 97. Let's fucking go. We back with a good old review of UFC St. Louis. Let's go. Doing things a little bit different over the next 2 weeks, just doing some reviews. One episode 100 to line up with the pay-per-view Islam versus Poirier.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was gonna line up.
What the fuck?
Bro, that just shook your whole screen.
Bro, the cats just did something. Did the table fall?
What the fuck did the cats do?
Bro, I don't know. There was just a loud ass fucking shake and everything. It was my arm that just hit. Shit move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was funny. UFC St.
Yeah, I was
Louis.
like,
You heard that?
I thought it was the cats who moved the tail. I'm like, the fuck are your cats doing?
Nah, yeah, they're in crackhead mode. You know what I mean? It happens.
Yeah.
But UFC St. Louis, before we get into all the good stuff, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We appreciate everyone that does. It really be helping out. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Can I talk some shit? Is that
Talk your shit. I'm interested what you got to say.
Talk your shit.
Bruh. So, I mean, you know, we always like to talk about the first fight, main event, going down the card. But, might have to mix it up a little bit here because we had some bullshit happen on this card. How in the fuck did Chase Hooper not get a performance bonus?
Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm glad that
that
you started with that because I was talking wild shit to Jimmy about this earlier. I was so mad when I seen that. Chase Hooper put on the performance of a fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
Has anyone checked the scorecards? Because I kept forgetting to.
10-8. First round was 10-8.
That's fucking
They
ridiculous.
did not give it 10-7.
That is ridiculous.
Which is bullshit.
Chase Hooper deserved a 10-7 for round one, and if fucking Slava Claus could have made it through, like, he would have just been 10-8ing him all the way through. Like, it could have easily been a 30-24 scorecard. Anyway, performance of a lifetime. And they want to give bonuses to someone like Diego Ferreira, who had a really great fight, or Carlos Ulberg, where Alonzo just did some dumb shit to get knocked out like that.
For
like,
real.
But then you have Chase Hooper, fucking Chase Hooper, who absolutely put a beat down on Slava Claus. Through a wild looping left, overhand left, sits Slava Claus down, gets on top of him, and just started mauling him. Mauling him. That is the only word to use. Had him in a inverted triangle, went for the toe hold while he's in the inverted triangle, which is just crazy. When he didn't get that, just proceeded to keep beating him up. He's rolling through everything perfectly, maintained the top position and just dominant position, and proceeded to beat his ass throughout it. Second round, same thing happens, just beating his ass, gives him a hematoma on his head the size of, I don't know, like two softballs put together, absolutely dominated him. And you didn't give this man a bonus?
That's some bullshit.
Bro, like that was the type of shit where afterwards I was just like, this dude, like, Dana might give him like 75K or something just for that.
Literally,
like,
it happened and I said give him 2 bonuses. And he didn't get 1. I'm personally upset.
Yeah, man, it really was crazy. Just fucking insane. Like you brought up, bonuses went to Carlos Ulberg, Diego Ferreira, Trey Waters, and Billy Ray got fight of the night, which I thought they should have got fight of the night. That was definitely the wildest, most entertaining fight of the night for sure.
My only beef with it was like the slowdown and the drop off, because you get sloppy wild fights that last for 3 rounds, but it's like the way Trey was tired in the second round and then the way Billy was tired in the third round and just the drop off in rounds. It's like you could have easily saved that fucking fight of the night and just given out performance bonuses. Or on the flip side, because, you know, if you want to give out fight of the night, they deserve it. But it's like Diego got beat up in the first round, came back and started doing real good against Rebecca, and he ended up with the ground and pound. Carlos Ulberg, like, sorry, I know we're getting into so much,
we'll go into it more as we, you know.
Alonzo literally ran into the field and then got caught with 2 shots that ended up like just putting him out. Like, it was just like dumb shit. Chase had the best performance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The way I probably would have done the bonuses would have been Diego Ferreira, Mateus Rebecca getting fight of the night, Chase Hooper getting a performance bonus, and then I mean, at that point, if you want to give Ulberg a performance bonus, I guess.
But no, see, for me, the other one for me would have been Esteban over T-Rex.
Yes,
Esteban had a clean head kick, slept him with that one shot. The way he fell back like that, like, brutal. Bro, you're going to tell me that wasn't better than a third round ground and pound, or just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If you want to get into things so that we can actually break it down, but
let's actually get into it.
Yeah, I just the bonus, those performance bonuses, I thought that was just so wacky. It was just like I had to start off with that.
It's funny because you're like, oh, I want to talk some shit, and then you brought it up, and I'm like, wait, I got a rant. I know. My bad.
That's why beforehand I was like, I can't say nothing because I know Kate's gonna go in too much before we start. So
well, I was about to say, this is like,
but yeah, to start it off, pulling it back to the main event. The reason we were all here, quote unquote, sarcastic? I don't know.
We all love a Derek Lewis fight night, you know?
That's true. Motherfucking Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, was back in another UFC main event. I believe since, I forget, it's been like since 2015 or 2016. I believe every time he's fought on a fight night, he's been the main event. He's been like,
that sounds about right.
It's like some ridiculous amount of main events that he has.
Makes sense.
You understand. Even Dana White said it like in the post-fight afterwards that he loves Derek Lewis. He's a fun heavyweight that's always out there looking for a knockout. You know what I mean? But it's like that's what he's there for. He's just a big puncher. I mean, at fucking 39, 40 years old now, he's actually fucking trying to get into the best shape of his life, become an actual bit more of a martial artist and just more of an athlete instead of just big fat guy swinging punches until he gets tired, you know?
Yeah, like he's been looking real in shape his past couple fights. He started running, drinking water, like he's on a roll.
Derek Lewis taking on Rodrigo Nascimento, which this was really showing that it's like, all right, it's all just about like Derek Lewis's name value in this one, because ain't nobody know Rodrigo, ain't nobody give a fuck about him. It was just like, who is this guy? Why is this fight happening? What are we doing here? But Derek Lewis, he gets it done. Third round TKO. That right hand he landed just fucking... Nascimento just like he couldn't handle the power and like just the stand up with Derek Lewis for the most part. Lewis was looking pretty decent throughout the fight. He was trying his own grappling.
I was gonna say his willingness to initiate the wrestling.
Bro, that first round hits a fucking judo toss on his ass, and I was just like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, holy shit, Derek Lewis, what's he training with, fucking Habib or some shit like this? Like,
but then he lost position a couple times, and it was like, oh no, it's over.
And then again proving jiu-jitsu doesn't exist.
Yeah,
at least in heavyweights, man.
With Derek Lewis, because there's so many times where you just see we'll get into it, where you see a heavyweight, no matter how big, physical, explosive, whatever, they're just a turtle on their back. They're literally have no ability to do anything at all. And, you know, Derek Lewis, he'll sit there for a minute or two, or maybe 3 even. He'll sit there, eat some elbows, eat some punches, but he's only just building up the power to just say, fuck this shit, I'm standing up.
And then explode.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest things to watch every single time he does it. Of all of these bad heavyweights that can kind of grapple, being like, I just gotta take Derek Lewis down, and then they take him down, they can't do shit on top of him, and he's just like, all right, well, I'm done with this. And then he stands up and knocks him out. It's beautiful. It's lovely.
Yeah. No, seriously, because it's like even prior to the fight, like thinking about it, and it was like, oh, how many times has Derek Lewis been subbed? I'm pretty sure all of us thought at least 5 times. Bro has been subbed twice.
Yup.
Twice.
Sergey Spivak and then Daniel Cormier in his only undisputed title fight that he had.
Yeah, like...
you would think that with how bad his ground game has been throughout his career, that would be much more of a way that he loses. But nope, it's usually just losing bad decisions or just bigger punchers touching him first because he's kind of slow a lot of times and not the best.
Yep.
But either way...
actually lost most of his fights by KO, TKO.
Yeah. But it was a great win for Derek Lewis, just getting back out there, trying to perform at his best. Just, like, afterwards, kind of thinking about what, you know, this fight means and anything like that. I really feel like just going into it and just, you know, even afterwards, it was like, can Rodrigo get it done to possibly elevate him up the rankings? Or is Derek Lewis just gonna knock out another nobody that nobody cares about? And it's just, you know what I mean? It's just Derek Lewis getting a knockout, so that's really it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing, but, like, Derek Lewis is a decent test at heavyweight.
Yes.
Because it's like...
Yes.
Rodrigo's thing is like, yeah, he's a grappler, and it's like, bro, you couldn't complete your grappling against Derek, like, not sub him, but even like get that decision over him, or like end up finishing him because you have like the position. It's like, maybe you're not ready for the top. You know, he was 31 on a 3-fight or a 4-fight unbeaten streak, 3-fight winning streak. So maybe they were just like, okay, this will be the test of like, if he can get past him, yeah, we'll start moving him up. But otherwise, it's just Derek beating number 15. Like, and that's what happened. Like, couldn't hang with the power and couldn't do anything with the grappling, and actually got reversed.
Because it's like, I don't know, it's always one of those things where it's like, as people are just getting wins, and like, especially someone like Derek Lewis, where he's just a fan favorite, he gets big highlight reel knockout, it's like people just want to see them in like bigger fights and stuff, and he's easily someone that can just beat a lot of these low guys, start building up a win streak, and get himself back up into the top of the rankings. But I don't know. I feel like, especially at this point, he said it afterwards, that it's like he's getting old for this, you know. He doesn't know how much longer, like, really he's going to be doing it. It's like he was just like, I got to start rethinking some shit. So it's like, who knows, man? Like, if we might only get him for like another year or two, it's like, I really don't have any interest in seeing him, like, try and climb up the rankings, or like it just put him in fun fights that it's like shit like this, where I mean, I would prefer it to not be a main event, but it's like, just throw him against anybody you want that he could probably knock out on any card somewhere, like down below the main event, and it's just another highlight reel. You know?
Or just like a fun fight, like just a fun fight in general. Like, I still want him versus Jairzinho.
Yes,
that is just 100% a fight I want to see.
Yeah,
exactly.
He was talking about that, like, he's always wanted to dibble dabble in WWE, and with the merger, you know, Dana's perfectly okay with that, like, knowing that he's just like a lot of fighters, like, that's always kind of been a bit of a dream of theirs, and he's like perfectly okay with it. So I mean, like, for someone like Derek, he's getting older, he's taken a lot of damage and shit. It's like, it would be cool if he'd be able to retire from the sport and go into that and like, you know, just keep making money.
No, for sure. It was funny is listening to Dana say it, like, talk about it, like, in the post-fight press conference. He was just like, listen, I didn't care, like, you know, fighters doing this when Vince McMahon was trying to fuck me at every corner, but now that he's not, now that that's not the situation, I definitely don't have a problem with it. Like, it was just so funny how he had to throw that shot at him. I was just like, nice.
Which is like, because he's been very buddy, but he kind of had to be, because Vince was also kind of like, when the merger happened, he was kind of over Dana White.
No, so he was above him.
You knew Dana hated that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So once he got kicked out, he's like, oh, we're letting shots off? I bet. But no. That explains the quote that I saw of Derek Lewis saying his wrestling attire would be like gold dust. That makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea why the fuck this was even a quote from Derek Lewis, but I was also thinking, it's Derek fucking Lewis, who fucking knows.
But with that, let's talk about the most important thing about Derek Lewis last night.
Yup.
Jesus Christ.
Post-fight,
man. Every time, it's always it's just better and better every fucking time.
Yeah, because he overhand right to ground and pound, and while Nascimento was on the ground, he takes off his pants as normal. He was in gray underwear. His ass was sweaty as shit. I get why he keeps taking his pants off. Anyway, but then
But apparently his balls don't stink.
But he starts waving his pants like in front of Rodrigo's face. I don't even know what he did with them. I'm gonna assume he threw them.
I think he did just throw them
because he never put them back on.
Takes
his cup out. He lays down and takes his cup out, throws it at the media, and then proceeds to moon the crowd.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
But because like we're saying that like him never putting his pants back on, I did think that it was really funny that like he's putting his shirt back on while he just only has actual underwear on, like you know, everyone always says like, oh, we get like, you know, fucking naked, like, and just only fighting like underwear. It's like, nah, that dude was literally in just underwear in there, like no cut, nothing. He pulled it all out, just said fuck it all. Just
standing there getting his hand raised in his undies. It'd be like that.
But I definitely do agree with what you said earlier, Ginger, that the only fight that I really care at this point is Jar Jar. Just do that. Jairzinho Rosenstruck, that's going to be a fun one. I have no problems with that. It's either that or just give him some schlub that should be fighting in the top 15 that he could easily knock out again.
Yeah, it's like,
keep that record. Get him up to 20 before he retires. You know what I mean? What's he?
You want it would be a fun. I was about to say, if we're gonna go that route and without let's just say Jar Jar wants to fight someone higher ranked right now, like, fine, whatever, you know, I get it.
20 what?
I was saying
20
like
knockouts.
20 knockouts for Derek Lewis.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because he's at 15 now, I think.
6? Something like that, I don't know.
What were you saying, Ginger?
I was going to say, you could always go in someone like a Justin Toffler or something.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Dude, that would be a fun fight, too. Because Justin will swing and bang with him all day.
Yeah, and get knocked the fuck out in the process.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome. But, yeah, so whatever they do with Derek Lewis, I'm fine with that. Just make it fun, make it exciting. We don't need to see him.
Because, I mean, the thing is with Derek Lewis as well.
The grapplers.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, we don't need that again.
Well, here's the thing. Like, that's the thing with Derek Lewis right now in the top 15. Just beat Nascimento. He's beat DeLima. Hasn't fought Romanov. Hasn't fought Jar Jar. Has already fought Ty, Spivak, Barshin, Jai Alton, Volkov. Hasn't fought Stipe. Already fought Curtis, Blades, Sergey, Cyril Gahn, and not Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, he's fought.
There are like 5 fighters in that top 15 he has not fought.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Him and Jairzinho, that's it. Let's book it.
I would love
I'm totally fine if they put that as a main event somewhere. That probably does deserve to be a main event, but...
Yes, 100%.
But yeah, let's go. For Nascimento, I don't know. It'll just get a couple more wins to try and bounce back into the top 15.
I was about to say, he'll fight people like a Justin Taffa, Junior Taffa.
Carl Williams.
Actually, I wouldn't mind that as Carl Williams' next fight.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good one. But hell yeah, main event, pretty solid. The co-main event, goddamn, not at all what I was expecting.
No.
Oh,
well,
nope.
No, yes and no, because like I know we were talking about it, but then like also thinking about how we were going through Nursulton's record.
Yep.
Like we did definitely acknowledge the fact that this was the biggest jump up in competition that he has had in his lifetime. Because while he has an extensive fight record, he just got into the UFC, and like the level of people he's been fighting is nowhere near what Buckley is.
Yes.
So it's only
So I'm not surprised that Buckley was able to get the win. It was more how he got the win.
Yeah.
The fact that Buckley was able to go out there, I mean, like holding his own on the feet, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't surprising.
Yeah.
But just grabbing takedowns easily and holding Nursulton down, man.
Yeah, because he went 2 for 2 at round 1 and 2, and then he didn't try in round 3.
Yeah, like I just was not expecting that at all. That was just pretty crazy. Going into it, you know, I'm just thinking of like, yeah, you got fucking 6'5" Nursulton that's just one punching people basically up at middleweight in the UFC, was on a 10-fight first round finish streak. It's like, if this dude can hold that up at 170, he's going to be a problem for everyone. In my brain, instantly, I'm like, I want to see him versus Shavkat. And then I saw Buckley grab those takedowns and hold them down. I was like, oh, no. I was like, that is not even a little bit of whatever should happen. This dude cannot wrestle like that at all. They said it on the broadcast that that's where he struggled throughout his career, but it's like not, you know, watching his regional shit. It's not like you can really know that. But yeah, man, this dude is fucked in the top of the division. In 185 or 170. Way too many grapplers across all of them. You're getting taken down by Buckley like that. You're not doing shit in either of these divisions.
Yeah.
No.
Because then even in the third round, like, a lot of it was on the ground, but that's because Buckley got the knockdown at that point and just went on top. So it's like, it's not surprising to be getting knocked down by Buckley by any means, of course. But it's like, getting taken down, getting knocked down, getting controlled on the ground, just getting beat up. It's like people higher up in the division. But like I said, just such a fucking jump up, because it's like, this was his 3rd fight in the UFC, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
His first 2 fights were Bruno Fajeda and Cedric Dumas.
Yes.
Bruno 10-0, Cedric 9-1. So like those are good wins in the
Bruno
sense
had
of
like one fight in the UFC before, and Cedric had like 2 or 3.
Exactly.
Like,
and then from Cedric to Buckley, like it's such a different level.
Yeah, man. And so
it's like the fight that he won that got him, like, prior to the UFC, dude that he beat was 12-12. And that's like what I mean, like going through his record, like even if some of the records aren't that bad, where it's like, oh, dude is 10-1, you look at the fact that he was like 30-8 and you're like, oh. The mismatch.
The mismatch.
For Buckley to go out there, get a win like that, the hometown, everything, that was so fucking big for him. The crowd was fucking going crazy for him, hyped on him the entire fight. Definitely a great win for him to just like defending his spot in the top 15. 4-fight winning streak now at 170 pounds, 2 finishes in there. he calls out Conor McGregor on the mic afterward, and then even Dana said that shit's not happening, and he even said that, like, for a realistic thing, he would like the Gilbert Burns fight.
Thinks it's a beautiful fight.
Yeah.
And I agree with them. Like, so I don't mind it, just because, like, one, Gilbert is someone who will fight anyone. Like, he is a BMF through and through.
Yes.
Like, 2, he does have power on him. And 3, he's not going to be afraid of Joaquin's takedown at all.
Nah,
if anything, Joaquin should be... Like I was about to say, Buckley should not even think of a takedown at all in that fight.
Yeah, sprawl and brawl all day. But so my biggest question with, like, after this performance, because it's one of those things where he's obviously a very solid fighter, 9-4 in the UFC. Yes. He's getting some pretty solid wins now against, like, better competition. Where do you see him going in the 170-pound division? Because in my head, he's never someone that I thought was going to go anywhere. Never expected him to really go anywhere. The fact that he's even ranked, is better than what I thought that he was going to get. He's extremely physical, and he is putting his game, like, just better together. Just where do you guys think that he could actually go in this division? I
think he tops out at top 5. I think that's his peak.
Yeah,
just because I don't see him beating someone like there are 3 names in particular that I do not see him beating at all, who are just ahead of him right now in just the rankings, and that's Ian Gary, Jack Della Maddalena, and Shavkat Rakhmonov.
No,
I do not see him beating any of these guys. Sean Brady can be a tough fight if he is unable to defend the takedown.
Yeah,
and then like Colby and Usman don't really matter because they're both going to retire soon. They're both on the older side. Leon, who knows how long he's going to be around, but he could potentially lose to Shavkat or Jack Della Maddalena or Ian Gary.
Yeah.
So I think his top out is top 5.
No, yeah, I agree. I was going to say the same thing. I'm not surprised that he hit top 15. Like, he is a good fighter, and like you said, just physical as fuck. But yeah, like, I think that physicality is only going to bring him so far.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't even actually make it into the top 5. Like, if he ended up, like, say he beats Gilbert and he gets that number 6 spot, the next fight he gets, I see him losing. And I don't see him reaching into the top 5. You know what I mean? And then at that point, he'll probably fight down. And if he does fight up again, depending on who it is, there's just a good chance he's not going to get it.
Yeah, and like I said, like, just stylistically, I think there are just some bad matchups on the way up there. Like, and even right now, like, I'm not even sure, like, Gilbert would take that fight. I don't know, like, how long he needs to heal up from all that. So I don't know.
Buckley even brought that up, like, he doesn't know when he'll be cleared.
Yeah, so it could be one where he fights like a Sean Brady or maybe Jeff Neal, because that's the only other name really that isn't booked or tied to another name at the moment.
No, yeah. I definitely understand that. I'm not sure. Because look, especially like at the top 15, dude is easily the most athletically gifted dude in that division right now.
I won't disagree there.
He might surprise us, man. He might get some better wins than we're expecting, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not totally going to count him out. I'm just saying, like, you know, where I see him. Personally, like, I see him kind of getting shut out of the top 5. But it all depends on matchmaking, of course. But it's like...
Yes.
It's just, you know, I'm not entirely sure how that goes. And honestly, like, it is a little logjam, so, like, we're really going to have to see. But so he might break into the top 5, but I'm not sure he'll hold that belt.
No, yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, that's the reason I brought up the names like Ian Gary, Jack Della Maddalena, and Shavkat Rakhmonov. We see all 3 of these guys as future title contenders and potentially future title holders. And if that's the level I'm looking at, I don't see Buckley on that level. I see him like just a step below it. I just think like the actual striking and reach disadvantages he's going to have against like an Ian Gary is going to be really hard to deal with. Jack Della Maddalena is just extremely good in the pocket, has really good head movement, and is good power. And then Shavkat Rakhmonov can fight literally anywhere he wants and finish anyone he wants.
Yes. Yeah. I will say with him, though, it's like he is only 30 years old, and the reason why we see these people as top contenders is because we've seen them fight these people and win and their styles. So it's like if he really is just developing and becoming a better, well-rounded fighter, like, I think we're just going to have to see him against some more top guys. You know what I mean? Because obviously it was Vicente Luque who, like, we've talked about it. Just everything he has going on. He's just not the same fighter that he is, or that he was.
No, yeah.
And now Nursulton, who like we looked at him as like, oh, this tall, scary guy, but like the experience level is significantly lower. He wasn't ranked, so like I think that's just the problem. Is we need to see a little bit more from him to really know.
Yeah, that's that's the biggest thing.
It like I think the Gilbert Burns is a really good fight. I would definitely love to see that, and it's. Yeah, he could easily win that fight, man. And it's like
if he wins that and looks good, then I will have totally different opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of really thinking about it, I feel like he's just going to be one of those sneaky guys, just a dark horse in the division where there's so many other bigger names and more hyped guys that he's not getting the attention. But it's like you could just clearly see that he's putting in the work, he's getting better, and with that athletic ability. You can always you can always catch people and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Because with fucking, Ian, Jack, and Shavkat, it's like, I do think that technically they're all better than him at this point, but it's like, him being able to just explode in on big punches when they're not expecting it, bro, he could sit down any one of these and any one of them and get a finish. You know what I mean? It's like...
I get that. I get what you're saying with that.
I'm excited, man. I think Buckley might do some solid shit in this division, honestly.
I think you're right in the fact that he could be a dark horse of the division. I think I just see him in that Jared Cannonier role, where it's like he could put literally anyone probably out in that top 5. It's just he just might not have the delivery system to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, just see him against some more tests. Gilbert will be a real good one. Just see how much he's truly developed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with Gilbert is he doesn't move his head a lot, so it does lean toward. But
no, see, well, it's like he doesn't move his head on anything, but the jab is what. Yeah.
It's just the jab that's the problem.
Yes.
But yeah, good shit for Buckley though.
Now moving into this dumb shit,
bro. I gotta stop talking when we're watching fights. I really gotta stop talking because. My advice or things or anything I say, it never helps. It only makes things worse.
It's really funny, though, when Jimmy says something and you see the fighter actually proceed, but it goes really wrong.
Alonzo Atomic Menafield versus Carlos Blackjag Olberg. Carlos was probably supposed to win this, but... in my head, I'm like, Alonzo, he's fought way better people. He's gotten way better wins. I can't get that Kennedy and Zechiku knockout out of my head over Olberg. I felt like Alonzo was going to be able to get it done. The fight starts. And I'm like, come on, Alonzo, like, got to get him. Like, go after him. Oh, boy.
Does he go after him?
And then he went after him. Just runs at Olberg. A great kickboxer. Runs at him, swinging wild punches so crazily he smashes his head into the fence, bounces off, gets clipped with a counter, falls down real quick, gets back up. Olberg throws a few more punches. I'm pretty sure it was a left hand that ends up hitting him a second time. And then he goes down, and he's done. 12 seconds into the first round, Carlos Olberg gets himself a performance bonus. What the fuck was that?
The amount of strikes that were thrown, or landed, I should say, between both of them were 8. Alonzo went running at Carlos, and one landed. And Carlos hit him a couple times, and that was it. 7 strikes. He ran at him so wild. Like, it was so fucking silly. It was so silly.
Like, the fight ended, and all 3 of us did was just laugh.
Like
that's all we could do.
Like,
we're just like, what the fuck was that?
And then even looking at Alonzo's face afterwards, because they show the replay on the big screen over and over again, and he just sitting there looking like he did what he did, just...
He was like, what the fuck? Yeah, man, that was quite possibly... one of the worst displays of fight IQ this year in a while. That was just so absolutely horrendous. This was supposed to be a good step up in competition for Carlos Olberg to test him, get him into the top 15 with a nice win. And we don't know where he belongs and what he can do in this top 15 at all.
Not at all.
He's going to get ranked like 12 or 13 because Alonzo is at 11.
Yep.
This dude should not fight someone in the top 10. He shouldn't.
No. The only one who like could make any bit of sense is like a Johnny Walker, just because Johnny Walker's wild. But even then, I don't think that is a fight that I would want to see.
I would, but it's like for him in his own like you know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta win over number 11, 12-second knockout. Normally you think, oh yeah, you really gotta like push him up now. No, this was not like give him like fucking Bogdan or something.
I was about to say Bogdan. Actually, I think Azamat would be a really good test as well.
I was thinking Azamat, yeah.
Azamat's a really good boxer for that division.
So that's where I'm leaning.
Yeah,
it's those two, or does Anthony Smith actually have a fight lined up right now?
Nah, he said that he was offered a fight right after Vitor, but he turned it down because he didn't want to.
I figured, yeah, but they might be able to like timeline it out a little bit more because I don't know when that would have been for.
No, yeah, but he doesn't have a fight. That's like,
I mean, Anthony Smith is always a good test, no matter who you are.
I mean, yeah, I just don't want to see that.
Neither do I, but I'm just saying, like, these are the three fights that really, just to see where he actually is at. Because Dominic Reyes is booked. I don't think Span is booked.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dominic Reyes is not a good one anyway.
Yeah, they went to that twice and they got canceled. Don't go back.
Yeah,
bad juju.
No, you're true.
Yeah,
true.
But yeah, man, that was just so funny. It was so terrible, motherfucking.
Which is like Oldberg got the performance bonus, bro. Because Alonzo ran into the fence.
Yeah, because Alonzo ran into him. Like, I'll admit, if it was a 12-second knockout by Alonzo Metafield and he had ran to him, like, all right, cool, good for you. Like, that, amazing.
Yeah.
What was his game plan? What was his actual game plan?
Rush him?
I want to know.
Run. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was just terrible. Very funny though. Carlos Oldberg gets himself a top 15 ranking after that. Very nice 6-fight win streak, 5-fight finish streak, I believe. Who did he tie himself with? They just got themselves on a 5-fight win streak. I forget who they showed on the broadcast, but I know it's one behind Shavkat Rakhmonov. Either way, tied for number 2 in the UFC for most finishes in a row. So very nice for him. The next one, though, another performance bonus award goes to Carlos Diego Ferreira. My biggest question about this one is post-USADA era truly a thing now? Is this just confirmed?
I think it might be a thing.
Hell yeah, because Rebecca got the freaking knockdown in the first and still couldn't finish Diego. 39-year-old Diego Ferreira?
Yeah, been knocked out quite a few times, I believe, at this point. Does he not have as many as... Okay, yeah, 3 in the UFC. And, yeah, all of his knockout losses.
Yeah.
But it's 39 years old to be fucking eating the shots and to come back like he did, man.
Yeah, because round 2 and 3, he put a whooping on Mateus, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The way his eyes swelled up, like... At first, like, I thought that his nose looked a little fucked up, and then his eyes started, like, swelling, so I wonder if he did get hit in the nose and, like, all that blood just rushed in, because, bro, that was ugly.
Like, watching it progress through round 2 was horrible, but then when he went out there to start round 3, bro, like, that shit was so fucking bad. Dude is tough as a motherfucker,
that's
but
for sure.
Goddamn.
But it's
good for Carlos Diego Ferreira. Ends Mateus' 16-fight win streak. Absolutely crazy. Just, yeah, man. Beautiful. Third round finish, 9 seconds left in the third round.
Yeah. Which is why this is where I was like, okay, this could have been a fight of the night. Like, I know it didn't go all 3, but it was only 9 seconds off. Like, this was pretty crazy.
No, yeah, it really was good. Goddamn Mateus Rebecca, man. He was so goddamn close in the first round. If only this, like, it's so frustrating time and again to see fighters just throw away wins because they think they can grapple with their opponent.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid. Carlos Diego Ferreira is such a good jiu-jitsu black belt. Like, that has been his fucking thing. You just fucking rocked his ass and sat him down so bad. You tell him to stand the fuck up right now. Because as soon as you say stand up, the ref in there will tell him to stand up, and he only gets so many seconds of stalling before the ref is gonna call it and say that he's too hurt.
Yep.
Right, and
then
it's like
you go
even
right
if
after him, like
exactly, because even if he does get up, you just do it again and he's done. I know it is so frustrating. The amount of times that I have just yelled at the screen, bro, just stand him up, like stop.
Yeah. And just wants to go into the guard. And of course, Carlos Diego Ferreira survives because he's a fucking crafty vet that is a very good jiu-jitsu guy, so he's going to be able to survive in those places.
Yeah, and not even just survive, but he's able to, like, actually move out of those positions. He's able to float into other positions. Like, it's insane, like, some of the things that...
Oh, yeah, bro.
Just in this fight card in general, like, what we were seeing out of a lot of the jiu-jitsu guys, like, oh my god, just
bro, there was
beautiful.
Literally one point, I forget if it was the first or second round, it might have been in the first round after he got knocked down, but he literally, it was like when I was a fucking, like a 6-year-old kid, and I asked my fucking older siblings to do the Superman shit with me.
Oh
this
yeah, I
dude
forgot about that.
Both feet on him, fucking just lifts him all the way up in the air, and then just kicks him off. Like, holy fucking shit, man. Post-USADA era is finally here, let's fucking go. Sad for Mateus, but good for CDF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, last fight. Or no, not the last fight in the main card. 2 more fights on the main card. This one, I was very excited going into it. It wasn't as fun as a fight that I thought it was going to be, but it kind of, in hindsight, I should have more have expected it. But Sean Woodson versus Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. A very solid 15-minute bout. Sean Woodson gets it done by unanimous decision. Where do you think he could go in the top 15? He calls out Bryce Mitchell afterwards.
Bryce Mitchell said, send the contract.
He's down for it. He said that he wants to fight Bryce, and then number 10, number 5, title shot. How far do you think he goes?
He's got a wacky style. He's obviously incredibly tall and long for the division, but he's not the most physical guy. He's there to get touched. He keeps his hands pretty low a lot of the times. Like, you can see that he tries to bring them up, but, like, he's there to get touched as much as, you know, like, I don't know. If he was more physical and he would, like, had more of a finishing ability and really went after things more, I would have more faith in him. But I can see him getting finished if he just keeps playing these, like, the slow game of things and just, you know what I mean, just trying to touch people up, like, and get touched up. I don't know. I could just easily see him falling behind once he starts getting into the rankings.
Yeah, the thing is, I think Bryce Mitchell, like, even as weird as this may sound, is kind of the perfect matchup for him in the top 15, just because Bryce Mitchell isn't the greatest on the feet, and I'm not sure he'll be able to deal with the length to be able to get him down. He's going to have to shoot out from awkward angles and weird distances. I don't think he'll be able to get him down to be able to do jiu-jitsu. I think where he's going to start struggling is literally the 3 ranks right above him: Edson Barboza, Giga Chikadze, and Calvin Kattar. People who are longer in the division, maybe not as long as he is, but longer in the division, and all have really good boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Kate. Like, thinking about it myself, like, hit the nail right on the head. I feel like it's the physicality that's like because you just see it. It's almost like he looks like he's sparring in there. Like he's just, as soon as he fights guys in that division that have just as good, if not better, like striking, kickboxing in whatever way, and they're actually big punchers, very physical fighters, I feel like he's gonna get absolutely smoked. He's gonna start getting badly knocked out because it's like how, like, I don't know, just fighters that can be aggressive on him, like even like someone like fucking Calvin Kattar, man, you know what I mean? It's like, who's getting older, like I feel like he would just be able to punch through all the fucking slappy bullshit that Woodson throws at him.
Yeah, because it's not even like Woodson is wild young. He's 31 years old, you know, so it's not like he's old. Yeah. But he's at that point where he's in his prime. He's in his stretch of years where this is where he can get things done. And it's like, if this is the performance you're still showing against someone like Alex Caceres, I just don't know how much he's really going to grow, you know? I don't see it.
Yeah, and it's not like he... Go ahead.
I was going to say, because even when it comes to Bryce, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce was able to clinch with him up on the cage and trip him out and get him on the ground that way. Like, he might not be able to shoot from a distance, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce could simply just trip him out, because Bryce is smaller, but he got that farm boy strength. He certainly is a strong, he's more physical, especially when it comes to wrestling and grappling than Woodson is. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
it's just going to be the awkwardness of the length.
Yeah, for sure. And he's definitely going to have to fight through it, but I'm just saying that, like, with Woodson's ability, I could see something like that happening.
Just pressuring him up on the cage, because he's going to back up. He's going to play the outside game. So it's like, as long as, you just got to, and it's like, as you're getting into the top 15, like, especially with certain fighters, they know how to pressure people better.
Yes.
So when, like, obviously you're going to have to worry about, like, big uppercuts and big knees, because he's constantly showing those throughout his fights, was doing that a lot throughout this one. Probably a big factor of why Caceres didn't want to shoot on him or anything. Yeah. But it's like, even Caceres was looking way better in the third round against him. You know what I mean?
Second and third.
I
personally thought he won the fight, but
I thought that
the second round was close, but
he actually that was the round he actually landed the most shots. He had more shots landed on. That's when he landed the most. No, never mind. That's the only round he outstruck Sean Woodson. I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, but it was only by one strike.
It was only by one, but it was the only round that he actually outstruck him in terms of numbers. But like, and I agree with you, Jimmy, on like being it, because Calvin Kattar went 5 rounds with Max Holloway, who put on a historic performance. And did not go down once. I don't think Sean Woodson, who only has 3 KO TKOs on his record, is going to be able to do it. One in his second professional fight ever.
And one of them was T-Rex, which barely counts.
In the second round, T-Rex.
Respectfully, I love T-Rex.
T-Rex. Yes. Second round T-Rex, too. Don't forget that.
He's not known to be the most durable, per se. Maybe, perhaps.
But it's just kill or be killed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to win, you should knock him out.
Yes, and he doesn't have a...
It's not the greatest shit. But that's what I mean, though. Like, his 3 knockouts aren't, like, these huge things. And it's like, bro, you're not going to be able to do what you were doing in there against, like, Calvin Kattar. If it's not a fight night main event, I will admit it is a bad matchup for Kattar, because he is a bit of a slow starter. He will lose the first round indefinitely. And then he has to win 2 or 3. Like, he is a lot more... He has that style a lot like Vera and Petr Yan, where he is a slower starter. The first round, he kind of takes off. I do agree with that.
And it's like fighters that are gonna like be patient and stuff. Like, he can easily get wins over them for sure. It's like you need a fucking just a hard nosed pressure forward fighter in that scenario that can just box or kickbox with him.
I mean,
and they're just gonna
like, Josh Emmett's small, but that small man got power. No. I'm not saying to make that next. I'm not saying that next.
I don't care if he's fucking goddamn near a foot shorter than him. He's tossing him out of the cage.
Like, but that's what I mean, though. Like, someone like that, if he lands on him, like, it's gonna hurt like a fuck. It's gonna look like Dan Hooker versus fucking Chandler.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. It'd be a feint to the body, come over the top with it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, good shit for Sean Woodson, though.
Yes.
I know Caceres got bumped out of the top 15, but that's a very solid win for him, and he definitely does deserve a top 15 opponent next. Even though I think that he probably won't go for it, he deserves that opportunity for sure.
100%.
Oh, the main card opener, not going to spend too much time on there because there ain't really too much to talk about. God damn, another sad hype train derailed. Robelas de Spain. This fucking... To get goddamn absolutely grapple fucked by Waldo Cortes-Acosta, who up to this point has really only showed that he is kind of like a bit physical for heavyweight, like more athletic, you know what I mean? He's got he can work behind a very good jab. He's got a very wild, fast right hand that they love to talk about. Didn't get a chance this time though because he was too much of a wrestler. And he can move pretty decently for a heavyweight, like on like his feet too. That's all he has shown throughout his fights in the UFC. And this dude just fucking grapple fucked the shit out of the goddamn giant freak monster Robelas de Spain. That was so sad.
Yeah, this is a testament of wait until the second or third fight to start getting hyped on some of these guys. Because yeah, you're getting wrestle fucked by Cortes-Acosta. You're not making it in this division. You're
not at all.
Because eventually, because he can climb, obviously, because there are going to be a lot of fighters who aren't even going to shoot.
Yeah.
But once he gets to the top 15, Rogerio de Lima, Alexander Romanov, Jayalta Almeida, Curtis Blades.
There are people outside the top 15 too. It's like,
and that's what I mean.
Tybora, Carl Williams.
And even with that though, Waldo isn't even someone that shoots though, and he did him like that.
Right.
Like
that's what I'm saying though. Like these guys will mess him up. I'm saying like the guys like where they build him on like a Junior and a Justin Taffa who will not shoot at all.
No, yeah.
But then all of a sudden he gets in the top 15 and it's like, oh yeah, De Lima takes him down, Romanov takes him down, like fucking Sergey Spivak, Tybura, Jayalton. Like I said, it's like all these guys would be able to take him down with such ease and be able to finish him on the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was stupid. It was so bad.
Because Waldo just does. It looked like he doesn't have any jiu-jitsu at all.
No.
He just has the basically bull rush double leg takedown of I'm big.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, granted, though, it was his 6th professional fight. And with that, it was the first time he ever made it out of the first round. Like, his first fight went the longest of 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Yes. But his total fight time going into that fight was 1 round and, like, 20 seconds. It's, so... He definitely needs to learn some things, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just terrible. Not at all what anyone was hoping for or expecting in that one.
No.
Does he train out of somewhere that's known?
I have no idea at all.
Doesn't look like it. Let's find out Florida.
It could be ATT or something.
Dude, if he's fighting out ATT, then they really need to.
But fuck where he's fighting out of, because now we have the good fight to finally talk about, and I'm ready.
Yeah, because that's the main card. Let's fucking go. Prelims, we had some real good shit going on to start it all off. Prelim main event. I was so nervous and scared heading into this one.
Yes.
As soon as it was booked, Chase Hooper, Vyacheslav Borshev, Slava Claus. I was just so nervous. It's like he doesn't have the greatest grappling, but he's been out of Team Alpha Male, so his takedown defense has been getting better. And he is a very good boxer that just has power. He goes after it, always down for a war. And, bruh, when Chase Hooper dropped him with that fucking left hand, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, not at all did I expect that. And then, bro, I don't know how that wasn't a 10-7 in that shit. Like, just absolutely dominated him, man. What a fucking performance for Chase Hooper. Amazing. No. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was just absolute. It was so good. 76 total strike. They only gave him 1 sub attempt, but...
This is the amount of strikes Slava Claus landed on Chase Hooper the whole fight.
Yeah, because he went 0 for 2 in round 2.
Yeah, man. He literally had nothing for him. It did kind of suck that, like, just the fucking ending sequence, was just like a little but that was such a clear single tap, like, from Slava. It's just...
Yeah, because Chase Hooper, like, in the second round was just doing what he did in the first round and just beating him the fuck up. And then he was like, I think, honestly... We all know Chase is just a good kid. Like, he's just a nice guy. I think he saw the fucking buildup of the hematoma on Slava Claus's head. I think he saw the blood, and he's like, I'm just going to go for the sub. So he switches around, goes for the Darce choke, which, again, was right when Jimmy called it, which was really funny.
I know, because I saw that opening, and, like, at that point, I just felt so bad for Slava. I'm just like, just choke him, man. Just hit the Darce, and he went. I was like, thank you.
So yeah, he wraps that up. They go to turn it, like he goes to turn it around, and Slava Claus, like you said, the one single tap, and then it looked like
immediately goes to try to start defending
on the hips. Yeah, so it was so shit. Like it was probably where like he like just an instinctual, like, oh shit, I'm about to, and then did it, but was like, oh no, I can, like, defend, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like, it's one of those things where generally I'd be like, oh, that sucks for him, but the way that fight was going, the way he was getting beat up, and the way he was gonna get 10-8'd every fucking round.
Mercy stoppage at that point.
Yeah, like, there was just no reason. I was glad that it happened. Good for Chase, because that was beautiful.
Yeah, because he was about to go into that third round, and on my scorecard, it was about to be 20-15. It was going to be a 10-7 first round, 10-8 second round, which actually, depending on how the rest of that round went, because it was at 3 minutes, there's still 2 minutes left in that round. That round also could have turned into another 10-7. He could have been going down 20. He could have lost this fight potentially 30-21.
Yeah.
If it went all 3 rounds, which is insanity.
If the judges rightfully gave out 10-7s the way they should, yes. Like, he easily could have gone down that way. That's why I said 24, just giving it them extra points because, like, you know, with the judges. But yeah, it was brutal.
It's just one of those things that it's like MMA really has to start to adapt to how boxing is, where corners just making it a more normalized thing to stop the fight and not sending your fighter out there. Because it's like... If you're in the fucking corner of Slava and he made it out of the end of that second round and you're going to send him back out there for the third?
Yeah.
Like, I get that it's MMA, anything can happen. Yeah. Like, it's more, like, there's just way more wacky shit that can happen in it compared to boxing, but it's like...
Sometimes you really just gotta look out for the safety of your fighters.
Like, there's no, like, what could you reasonably think at that point that Slava is gonna do to win that fight? Like, you really think he's gonna be able to go out there, just hit him with one big shot and finish him, and now, like, the fight's gonna be over? Like...
Yeah, because even though Chase doesn't have the greatest chin in the world, like, so... Like,
I mean, he's only been knocked out once.
No.
He's tough as shit.
No, he's tough as shit. No, but that's my point. He's not going to get a one-punch knockout. He's going to hit him. He's going to go down. He might go down. But guess what? Slavkov's going to follow him down there and then just end up in similar positions because Chase was beautifully floating over the top, beautifully moving into positions. Just so good. Yeah. It's like, there is nothing that actually would have reasonably happened or even really unreasonably happened, I think, unless it was a one-hit knockout. That Slava was going to be able to win that fight.
Yeah. And so it's like, even going into the third round, like, just being weaker, being more tired, being so beat up, like, there's such less of a chance of that happening. Like,
it's like Slava's a dog, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I could see, like, he definitely would have had the will to go out there and try, you know, and it's
for sure.
And it's like, Chase could have shot in on takedown, flying knee, he's unconscious, you know what I mean? And that's where it's like, it's definitely hard in MMA, but there are just, certain fights and certain points where it's like, we don't need it, man. We know the result of this. Like, just save your guy to fight another day. Like that.
No,
like, he's not the youngest guy at all. Like, I'm pretty sure he's already in his 30s, right?
Yeah, he's 32.
Okay, But like, he don't need it, man. The motherfucking Coach USADA Chase Hooper. Monster.
Me and you were talking about this, like, during the Lomachenko card, like, just because, like, there are so many other examples where it's like, these people should not have been sent out to fight that next round. Raquel Pennington versus Amanda Nunes is the perfect example. She thought she re-injured her knee. She was telling the corner she was done. Once a fighter says they're done, mentally, they are out of the fight. There is nothing that you can say or do that's going to put them back in. You throw in the towel, you tell the ref it's over, and you move on to the next fight.
Which Slava Claus would never done though, if we're being real. So that's why I was just so happy that happened. Like, I don't care if it was controversial, like, it was for the best of him, because one of those fighters that are just too tough for their own good, and there's no reason for it.
Exactly. Going into the next one though,
the next one that also didn't get a performance bonus.
We brought him up. T-Rex, kill or be killed every single time out. Esteban Ribovic though, holy shit. Fucking T-Rex throws the right hook, fading out, and Ribovic just...
Because wasn't Ribovic, he went to throw the right hand, it missed, and he just immediately threw out the head kick and slept him.
Yeah, same side, just like you said, throws the right kick right behind it, catches him retreating, and unconscious into the cage. Very reminiscent of Kevin Lee, Gregor Gillespie, just sitting right into the cage, like... Fucking brutal, man.
It was
37 seconds into the first round,
like bro, all the things for like Oldberg and what, like 12 seconds, like, cool, but 37 seconds to knock out T-Rex like that with a beautiful head kick, like that is 50 fucking
and like
K,
actually
man.
Unconscious sleep there, no follow-up needed, like you know what I mean?
Like I get, you
and
know,
there's actually
Goldberg like had, it was like against a higher ranked opponent, like a better opponent in less time, like, you know, like there's like the little arguments there, but like
this was way better.
Yeah, man.
I was about to say, here's the thing with it. McKinney actually looked like he had a bit more of a game plan. Like, he didn't just go in there, just run at Esteban and try to, like, knock him out or anything. No, like, he just... It started out like a normal fight, and then he got caught with a beautiful head kick. Like...
That shit was so nasty, man. I was so sad to see T-Rex go down like that, but what a beautiful performance for Esteban. Like, that, that shit... Oh, man. He is going to be a problem for a lot of people at 155 pounds.
Yes.
Last real thing I feel like to bring up on the prelims was the fight that did get fight of the night: Trey Waters versus Billy Ray Goff. I know me and Kate like talking about it, and I forget gender because both of you thought that Billy should have gotten the win, right?
Yes,
I did think that. Yeah,
I did think that as well. Yes.
I thought that Trey Waters did enough to get the first and the second, but for, what, 2 of the 3 judges, I think you guys said it was?
Yeah, 2 of the 3 judges gave it 30-27 across the board, to Trey Waters.
Like, that is just absolutely crazy. He did not win that third round at all. Like,
Yeah, so my take on this, and, like... Round 1 was easily Trey Waters. Yes. I know you said that you gave round 2 to Trey, but like even looking at the stats, it further confirms what I was thinking, because overall, Billy did throw 20 more significant strikes and total strikes. But like I just felt like throughout that round, Billy was being more active. And every time he touched him with like a big combo and that shit landed clean, Trey Waters would straight up just turn around and walk away. Like every single time he turned his back to him and get out of there. He wasn't like moving backwards. He wasn't, you know, going side to side. Like he wasn't getting out of there. He was so exhausted getting hit and then just like walking away and using his big ass height to not get touched so that he didn't get knocked out in those moments. Like he did it at least 3 or 4 times. Like, and then, like, looking at the stats and seeing that he threw 20 more shots, like, I don't know, like, I get that it looked a bit more impactful, because when you throw out a jab with those length, obviously you're going to go back, but Billy kept walking forward. You got to eat some shots to get past that length, you know? And I don't know, it was just so crazy hearing 30-27, because I definitely had round 2 and 3 for Billy, because then even, like, going into round 3, they threw the same amount of shots, but Billy with 2 minutes of control time.
Yeah.
So, like, I know control time barely matters, but when you're going into the nitty-gritty of how even of it is in a fight, he had that. Like,
no, yeah, because it's like, because with the third one, just with because that's where it's always like hard too with looking at stats afterwards, because it's like, because it just always doesn't tell the full story, because it's like, but like the third round being even, it's like, easily Billy was doing so much more work. Like he was landing the bigger shots round 3 close. Like I think it was like the last 20 seconds when like Billy really started to like go after him. Trey was landing some good counter shots that were like the best strikes that he put together that round. And like afterwards I was like, okay, like he lost that. I think he did enough round 2 to get it, still recognizing that it was very close, but like man, 30-27 is crazy. And with round 2, it was just like, I know he got like outstruck like by a good amount that one. I just felt like because he is like the one moving back and Billy's moving forward, like when he's sitting down on like the bigger shots, Billy's walking right into them. It just felt like that they were more impactful, blooding up the nose, just looking more damaged on the face. He had that like that one good gilly on him in the second round, just getting the submission attempt too. I just felt like he got like those little bit moments getting like being more impactful throughout the second round that did enough for him to win it, but it was very close, and to 30-27 that was just
because I know that the stats don't tell the story, but like with watching it in the way that I was feeling and then that confirming it with like the action and things, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like
exactly.
But and I know, you know, you were saying that you felt like Carlos Diego Ferreira and Mateusz Rebecki could have gotten fight of the night over it. I feel like for me, because it was just more just back and forth kind of wild and what was like going on, where Diego and Rebecki, it was like Rebecki beat him up early and then it was just Diego coming back, you know, like I felt like it was just more momentum swings that made it just get that fight of the night.
No, and like I understand it, but it's just with the thing with the fights that did get bonuses and the fights that didn't, it just throws everything off. Where it's like, bro, like you could have done this so differently.
But that's the UFC card from St. Louis. Let's fucking go. If you ask Moicano, it was the Louisville card, but hey, it's all right. It happens. Tapology, what a dog shit night in Tapology.
Oh my god,
it was so goddamn bad. I got first out of the three of us with the number 10 spot in our group, getting 6 out of the 12 fights right. I had 4 decisions and 1 semi-perfect. That's it. Terrible. It was so bad.
Yeah, I
fucking
came in
415 points.
Yeah, I came in after him at 365, 5 correct out of 12,
355.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, it's just
Either way. Sorry, I'm very far away. I don't have it pulled up on here. But yeah, 3 decisions, 2 semis.
Yep.
5 right, 3 decisions, 1 semi.
I mean, that beat you by 15 points.
Yep.
Yeah,
15,
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was.
Oh yeah, Carlos Olberg.
Yeah.
Ginger had Olberg by decision.
Silly, I had him by round 2 knockout.
Okay. Again, like I said on the night, how the fuck was I supposed to know this man was going to rush after him like that?
You should have known it was going to be a knockout either way. One of them was going to get it. I like that, but that was good old Tapology though. Me and Ginger also did have one fight for each of us in the draft. I got the win with Derek Lewis. He got the L with Alex Caceres. Just further cementing our spots in first and third. Let's go. Right?
I'm being first.
Huh?
I'm gonna be in first.
Gonna be, but not right now. Let's go.
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm getting lucky this year on the draft, but you got so many fights already on the books that it's like...
I know, that's the thing, is I told you this was gonna happen. I started out and so many of my fighters fought, had to wait a couple of months, and now it's happening again, so just give it some time.
Yeah. I gotta hold it out. Let's go. But we got
Islam coming up. Corey, Volkov.
Yeah.
Umar, which that's a wash.
But yeah, draft into fight news. Let's go. We don't got that much going on. We fucking didn't even do it on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like we normally do, and fucking didn't really even add much to it. First fight to bring up, UFC 304. Motherfucking almighty Arnold Allen is back against Giga Chikadze. This is a very good fight. I'm excited for it. Giga back. How long? It's been over a year since Giga's fought, right?
I think so.
I feel like it's been forever since he's fought. Giga, the Ninja, Chikadze,
Last time he fought was August of last year, so not a full year, but we're getting there.
Yeah. By the time it happens, it's happening in July, so it'll be damn near close to a year. It's rough, man. Going from a year layoff, fighting Alex Caceres, to now you're taking on motherfucking Arnie. Like, this dude, you know he's gonna be fucking pissed off after taking that loss to Movzar. He's gonna want to win, and he's gonna go out there swinging in London. Bruh, Arnold's probably gonna finish him, I feel like. I would not be surprised.
He might. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, so he might just really feel that need to get the win, you know? Just have a good fight, a good performance, like... Dana was pissed about his last fight, so...
Yeah, don't know why it was... Yeah. But 8-1 in the UFC for Giga. Like you said, Arnie on that 2-fight losing streak. Giga's 35 years old. I just feel like he had a lot of hype on him coming in, but just never really panned out to what everyone thought. And just has been very inactive as of late. So I feel like Arnold's got this in the bag. The next one, it's finally on the books again. August 3rd, Abu Dhabi main event. Damn near a year later after it was originally scheduled.
Yep.
Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. How you guys feel about that? This one is on the books.
I hate that it's so late.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
You know, like, it's booked for Abu Dhabi, so it's not until August. Like, I just feel mostly bad for Corey more than anything because he should be fighting up. But if he was going to take this fight, it's like, why couldn't it have been earlier like he wanted? You know what I mean? Like, he wanted to be able to fight in the springtime. It's like, if Umar wasn't ready, you couldn't have gotten him anyone else. Like,
yeah,
it's just the way they're doing Corey sucks. But he did say that if he gets this win, that he should get the title shot next. Like, you know, the UFC.
Yeah.
Like,
UFC brass.
Yeah, like they kind of like talked about it or whatever. But, and he should, because he's on a great streak and there's no reason for him to be fighting down like this. So doing you a favor, if he wins against fucking undefeated Umar, you better give him that title shot.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
It just sucks because it's like, a lot of fans love Corey, but he just doesn't have that real star factor to him at all. So he's just kind of like at this point, especially because like he's gotten like some big opportunities and has like lost them at like the highest level. The UFC is just going to look at him to like get some good wins, but take some big losses to people that they want to push forward, you know?
Yeah.
This is definitely them just trying to set up Umar to get himself into the top. I don't know, man. It's so hard. I know this is a big step up in competition for Umar. Like, dude is slowly working himself up the top 15 while never fighting a top 15 opponent.
Yeah.
And he's taking on such a fucking tough guy in Corey Sandhagen, who's fought all of the fucking best fighters in the division that he's had available to him. Just an absolute monster. I wouldn't be surprised if Corey just goes out there, flying knee first round, knocks Umar out, and he's just like, give me my fucking title shot. But I just also wouldn't be surprised if Umar just grabs the legs, ragdolls him, takes the back, chokes him out like first 2 rounds. It's such a hard fight. I don't know. It's just like Corey, like especially recently, just losing his fights due to like the grappling mainly. It's just hard, you know.
He's been working on it.
I know, but so is Umar. You know, he's got that whole Nurmagomedov camp, which is just it's just different. But we'll have to see if Umar's really built for this level. I'm so excited for that fight, though. It sucks for Corey, but it is a very good fight.
Yeah.
But our motherfucking boy, Peyton Talbot, he is back. UFC 303. I love that he's on a Conor McGregor card. Great spotlight for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Taking on Yanez Gamori. Peyton knockout or sub in any round that he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just going to look amazing in this one, honestly. I feel like he should not struggle too much.
No, yeah, they did this on purpose, you know. Dude is 0-1 in the UFC. There's no reason for Peyton to be fighting him other than to just make him look good. Like,
the way that he just did fucking Cameron, or it was Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just a big step down in competition. Like, I'm fine with it, though. Highlight reel win for Peyton Talbot. Let's fucking go. This next one, though, the UFC, man, they gotta fucking stop with the bullshit. Telling Roman Dolidze that Michelle Pajeda signed the fight against him, so Roman signs the fight against him, and then they announce the fight, and Michelle's like, I ain't never signed this fight. I trained with him. I looked at him as a friend. I am not gonna fight him. What the fuck is going on? It was supposed to be June 8th for Louisville. The card Ginger's going to. It sucks, though. This has been a really good matchup, a really fun fight.
Yeah.
Great fight. Like, just a great next fight for both of them. I don't know, maybe Michelle might just be like, oh, well, maybe he's not a friend, so he'll just actually, like, end up taking it. I don't know. He probably just doesn't want to fight someone that he trains with, though, so we'll see what ends up happening with that.
That kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. That the UFC needs to stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
They ain't never gonna stop.
No, they ain't.
But the last fight to bring up got shown on the broadcast last night for the fights. Kevin Holland moving back up to middleweight to take on Michel Olajeszuk, UFC 302, 185 pounds. Highlight reel knockout for Kevin Holland.
I was just gonna say Kevin's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah. They definitely just threw this onto the main card because they just wanted another name and like a fun fight, spectacular knockout on it.
Yeah, and Olajeszuk is, he's decent, but Kevin's better, and it's not a big enough fight for him to lose.
Yeah,
he will gladly go out there and knock him out. So
yes. Oh man, but those are all of the things to bring up and talk about for all the shit this week. Let's fucking go. We will catch you all on the review to a fucking terrible Apex event. Chaos Williams, Carlston Harris co-main event. Main event's pretty good though, and Lerone Murphy and Edson Barboza. I'm actually excited for that.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
But let's go. We'll catch you all then. Peace out, everyone.